Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, the Philippine National Police looks into President Rodrigo Duterte's claim of a cocaine user who is running for president. Ahead of the 2022 elections, how does the PNP keep up security to prevent election-related violence? And later, an intensified war on drugs amid the ICC probe and change in PNP leadership. PNP Chief General Dionardo Carlos joins us live. We begin with this news. More priority groups are being included in the rollout of COVID-19 booster shots 5 days after healthcare workers got their doses. In an advisory last night, the health department said senior citizens and those who are immunocompromised are now eligible to be given a single COVID-19 booster dose starting today. Among the immunocompromised individuals who may get a booster shot are those with immunodeficiency state, HIV, active cancer or malignancy, transplant patients, and patients with immunosuppressive treatments. But the local governments of San Juan and Navotas told CNN Philippines they just received the memo and are still checking if they can begin the rollout today or tomorrow. Primary doses of seniors and immunocompromised should have been Sinovac, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna, and they must also wait until or at least 6 months before getting a booster shot. They can either choose to get the same brand as their primary dose or the other recommended brands for each primary dose. Meantime, those who are vaccinated with the Gamaleya, Sputnik, and Janssen doses are not yet for implementation. According to the DOH, the agency reminds the public that the rollout of booster shots is being conducted in phases and is not yet available for the general population. This new development comes as the country topped 2,000 cases again for the first time in 11 days. 2,227 new COVID-19 cases were recorded Sunday, while 175 new deaths brought the death toll past the 47,000 mark. Current active cases are now at 21,000. The health department earlier said cases could drop further to 7,000 by December 15. Meantime, the Octa Research Group says it's too early to say if the recent spike in new cases is a sign of another surge.
Minsan nagkakaroon ng backlog kasi may mga late nagre-report na laboratory tapos hindi agad nadadagdag sa database. Tapos pag nadagdag, biglang tumatalon yung cases. Pero we look at overall trends, nakikita naman natin na gumanda yung positivity rate. In fact, sa Metro Manila, nasa 2% na lang yung positivity rate. In many other areas, nasa below 3% na lang, which is the CDC standard. And yung hospital utilization natin, mababa na rin sa Metro Manila, less than 30%. So, so far, wala naman tayong nakikitang indications na tumataas na talaga yung cases. But we have to see, kung magpatuloy yan, over the next few days, we should be a bit concerned.
Also happening today is the nationwide implementation of the COVID-19 alert level system. Yesterday, 24 areas were still using the old community quarantine classification, such as ECQ, GCQ, and MECQ. But starting today until the end of the month, Apayao, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Dinagat Islands, and Sulu will be placed on alert level 3, while 19 other areas will be placed on alert level 2, including Benguet, Palawan, and Basilan. As the country shifts further to a new normal, authorities are now preparing to reopen its doors to fully vaccinated tourists from green list countries or those considered low risk for COVID-19. The move comes after similar moves by other Southeast Asian countries to relax travel rules, and 20 months after the Philippines closed its borders to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The Interagency Task Force met on Friday to discuss the protocols and is set to issue the needed guidelines soon. According to the Tourism Department, this may happen before the end of the year. We will be taking a short break. PNP Chief Dionardo Carlos will be with us after the break. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our guest today, PNP Chief General Dionardo Carlos. General Carlos, welcome to The Source, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, Ma'am Pinky, good morning, and to all the viewers, televiewers of The Source. Maupay nga aga. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Okay, congratulations, sir. This is the first time I'm interviewing you as chief of the PNP, and you will be serving, if I'm not mistaken, until May 2022, almost 2 weeks into the job. General, how's it been so far? And I know it's just a short period of time, but what has been your focus so far?
Yes, I will just focus on the task ahead, which is the 22 national local elections. So all the preparations are on the way, and we are always coordinating with the Commission on Election pertaining to our preparations. So come election period, January 9 to June 8, we will be a deputized agency under the COMELEC working under the said commission. So we started our preparation as early as May 2021, and we will continue our efforts to prepare for the elections. And come election period, the Philippine National Police will perform professionally for peaceful elections come 2022.
What would you say, the biggest challenge come May 2022?
Well, we have to keep the Philippine National Police professional. We have to keep them non-partisan, and we stay neutral and perform our task to keep the election peaceful for the safety and security of our voters and the candidates also.
Are you looking at private armies, General? And if so, ilan pa ho yung private armies at what needs to be done?
Yes, we are cooperating with the National Task Force for the dismantling of the private armed groups. Under the NTF, we are doing a whole of government approach. So as one of the agencies tasked for this particular job or to do, we are always coordinating with the NTF. So we continue to look at the existing private armed groups and the potential private armed groups in different areas in the country. But we compare it in the data we have in the past two elections. We have monitored less PAGs and concentrating only on right now on two areas or two regions.
And which regions are these?
ARMM, and we are also looking at Region 2. There in the other regions, there will be on record in our assessment or data now, there were just one or two potential. So we're really concentrating on where the identified private armed groups are located and looking at who will be their patrons.
I read that Secretary Año was also saying that upon your assumption, he was expecting an intensified campaign against illegal drugs. General, what, if any, will you be doing differently as head of the PNP when it comes to the war on drugs?
Okay, we will continue our efforts in the supply reduction by neutralizing or arresting and stopping the drug operations of the drug lords and limit their sale on the streets. But we will also continue our efforts in the demand reduction through information drive and taking care of the victims. These are the drug users in the streets. Take care of them. That's why we are reviving, as the situation allow us, reviving our recovery programs in the different barangays and our barangay drug clearing together with the PDEA. So continuous evaluation is being done, and also be part of the barangay development program in the different barangays.
Yeah, but when you talk about specifically recovery and rehabilitation general, exactly how do you plan to address this? Because I know rehabilitation is also big for you, malaki ho yun, when it comes to the war on drugs. Pero in specifics, ano ho ang inyong planong gawin?
Opo, right now, we are reviving our recovery facilities. Ito po yung mga barangay recovery areas natin. With the help of local government units, we were not able to do this because of the lockdown in the past months. But this time, the lockdown is easing up. The alert level is down. So we go back in the different barangays to put up this yung yung recovery facilities natin to take care of our surrenderies. So next to that is the cooperation and the making sure that the Barangay Anti-Drug Abuse Council is strong and established in every barangay, and having our police sa barangay be partners of these BADACs in keeping the barangays free from drugs, information gathering, and to be able to work with the PDEA in looking at the status of the different barangays. They're already barangay drug cleared barangays.
Yeah. That was also what was done in the past. Ano po, yung mga barangays that are supposedly cleared. I remember there was a time that we really looked into and focused into this. Pero I think you're right, General, because of the pandemic, medyo nawala po ito sa focus. Ano po. But you also did say, how did you describe this war on drugs? Somehow you wanted a final version ho ba of this in 2022? Paano ho yun?
Yes, I said we will end, for this administration, we will do a double barrel finale version 2022. So it started with the coordination and cooperation with the PDEA to avoid this encounter. So continuous coordination that we have established on the procedure to do that, the continuous coordination with the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency when we do an anti-drug operation. Specific units are the only one allowed to operate in a given area. If they're going to another area, they must coordinate with the PDEA and the local police to ensure that there will be no untoward incidents. So this is our efforts, a continuous cooperation with the PDEA. So Wilkins and I work together as pioneer of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, and I think that will be to our advantage that we work together in the early years of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency.
So I take it, sir, that misencounters may be prevented under your leadership. Pero ano ho ba ibig sabihin ng finale version 2022?
Well, I will be coordinating. We will do a little tweaking on the current version, but at the end of the day, we would like to be able to have a strategy for this administration wherein we end the campaign of this administration in the best way we can for our anti-drug campaign.
Okay, we need to take a very short break. The Source will be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our guest today, PNP Chief Dionardo Carlos. General Carlos, I read that you had also ordered an investigation on President Rodrigo Duterte's claim regarding a presidential aspirant using cocaine. Sir, first, who is heading the investigation and at what stage are they in?
Yes, immediately I tasked the PNP Drug Enforcement Group under Police Brigadier General Remos Medida to work on the information shared by the President. So he will be giving me updates as to what actions have already been taken, identification and then validation, and looking at other information that would support the information shared. So once this became a package, a meaning a complete information, they will now recommend appropriate action to be undertaken by the PDEG. So I'll get updates from Remus as to the progress of this task.
Okay. Let's work into siguro, sir, the context of this, because this claim was made by President Rodrigo Duterte. In other words, siya po yung source nito. Does this mean that to be able to get more information, that the investigators or the people, the team heading this investigation must speak to the president to get more information?
Well, we will review the data that we have. And then that could be undertaken to be able to identify the said person as shared by the Commander-in-Chief and the President. We'll take it in such a way that alam nyo, ano yan presidential information yan na share na ng Pangulo. So kami po, we will take action, meaning if the President will give us the name, then we will work on it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to understand, sir. Kailangan ho bang kausapin ang Pangulo para po mabigyan pa kayo ng additional information regarding this claim? Does it have to come from the President, sir?
We will work, that can be undertaken. Ang sinasabi ko po ay may pamamaraan kung paano po namin ma-identify yung nabanggit po ng Pangulo. Base po sa mga datos o mga impormasyon na naibigay na po sa amin simula noong 2016. Kaya mayroon po tayong gagawing pagre-review. If the President would inform us or give us the specifics, then we will work on the presidential information that is given to the task unit.
But going back to what you said, does this mean that if there was information back, sir, in 2016, natutumbok nyo na ho ba kung sino yung sinasabi ng Pangulo? Ganun ho ba ibig sabihin nun?
Ang sinasabi ko po ay babalikan po namin yung pong mga datos na naibigay, mga listahan na naibigay. Matingnan natin kung nasa na yung status ng mga, kung ito ay tumutumbok doon po sa nabanggit ng Pangulo, babalikan po natin yan. Hindi ko po masabi sa inyo na specific. But at the end of the day, meron po kaming effort to identify the person as shared by the President, the Commander-in-Chief in his statement.
So to be clear, you have your own effort to be able to identify this person with or without supporting evidence pa po or supporting statements from the President?
Ang amin po ay we will confer with other agencies if they have also this information. We can also, go to the Commander-in-Chief if this is going to be given. Hindi ho namin po pwedeng, alam niyo yung command line po kasi namin Kami ay napapasa ilalim po niyan. Kapag binigay po sa amin yan, then we work on it. If not, we will be able to identify it and take the necessary action based on the information given by the President.
But this is purely an initiative, sir, of the PNP, and this was not ordered by the President, just to be very clear on this.
Opo, he made mention and we will take action on the information na naibahagi po ng presidente. Kaya po magre-review
Okay.
kami. Ito sa listahan na nakita namin o na-share sa amin in the past 5 years, potential ba na ito yung pangalan yan? And then we review. And then once we have validated it, ano ang po pwede nating action na magawa? Take necessary evidence or the validated information. Kung yan po ay dadating tayo sa to prevent him from using illegal drugs, or patingnan natin kung meron hong siyang desire na magbago, extend ho natin yung pong effort ng gobyerno para makapagbago yung pong tao na nabanggit. So sabi ko nga po, initial task has already been given to the PDEA and the PDEG, and the PDEG will coordinate with the PDEA and other agencies involved in the campaign against illegal drugs, and updates will be given to me para makita ho namin yung progress namin doon sa trabaho na gagawin namin base doon sa impormasyon na inihayag po o naibigay ng ating Pangulo.
Last question, sir. Do you have a timeline for this?
Well, why put a timeline? It's a daily activity. It's a daily thing that we do to accomplish the task. So, pag binigyan mo ng timeline yan, they are professional enough to work on it. I don't think I will have to tell him, finish this in 1 week. We will work on it. And I have Remos Medina, the PDEG, is a professional officer that would, in a long time, has been working on that. And of course, I can confer with my PDEA mate, si Wilkins Villanueva, if he has anything. This will fast track parts of the Philippine National Police to identify and take action on the information shared.
PNP Chief Dionardo Carlos, sir, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras and good luck, sir.
Maraming salamat, Pinky. Mabuhay kayo. Mabuhay po ang lahing kayo manggi.
And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.